Okay, here we go. The first video in this series. And before I tell you about where Mid-Penn Bank is today, I thought it might be a good opportunity to tell you about how we got to this point. So I arrived at Mid-Penn Bank 14 years ago, just a little over 14 years ago. At that time, Mid-Penn Bank had been around for 141 years. It was started in 1868 in Millersburg, Pennsylvania by a family called the Gilberts. And through the first 87 years of the company's history, it was run by the original J.S. Gilbert, or his son Harry, or his son Alan. And starting in the mid-50s, upon Alan's death, the bank started to be run by people not associated with the Gilbert family. And so I think when I got here, I was the 6th or 7th head of the bank at that time. And we've had an incredible 14 years of growth, but the day I got here, we were around a $550 million bank. We had 14 retail locations in 2 counties, Upper Dauphin County, Lower Dauphin County, and Cumberland County. And the bank at that time had been a lower end lender, had done some commercial lending, a lot of commercial real estate loans. And we found out within my first year here that the bank was a little bit of a troubled institution. We had some asset quality issues, we had some management issues, and so the team that I brought in and some components that were already there, we worked over those first few years to really turn the bank around, recover it, and get it on solid footing, and get it to the place where it could really accelerate its growth and profitability and shareholder return. And so we were able to do that by really about 2014. We had the bank in pretty good shape, and we started looking around for other banks to acquire. And in 2015, we were successful in acquiring Miners Bank up in Schuylkill County, which is about a $135 million bank. A few years later, in 2018, in the beginning of 2018, we acquired Scottdale Bank and Trust out in Westmoreland County in western Pennsylvania. And later that same year, we acquired First Priority Bank, which was from Chester County, operated in the areas around Philadelphia. Then we get into the pandemic in 2020, and as most of you probably know, Mid-Penn Bank did an exceptional job at PPP. We originated over $1 billion of PPP loans, through the 2 or 3 rounds of that process. We were really good in developing or turning a lot of those PPP customers into full relationships, so that accelerated some of our growth. In 2021, in the beginning of 2021, we did our first common equity raise in years. And then later that year, we acquired Riverview Financial, which was around a $1.1 billion company right here in central Pennsylvania. So at this point, today in 2023, we're a $4.6 billion financial institution. We have our biggest asset is the bank itself, but we also have a non-bank subsidiary of our holding company called MPB Financial, where we do some specialized wealth management and insurance. We have 44 retail locations in 19 different counties throughout Pennsylvania. And late last year, we announced that we're acquiring Brunswick Bank in central New Jersey, and its 5 retail locations in a couple different counties. And that'll be our first step outside of Pennsylvania, but it's to a market that we really understand and know well, because we have a lot of customers in that southeast area around Philadelphia that also operate in New Jersey. So we're looking forward to that, and that should position us to be right around a $5 billion bank. So as we continue on with this video series, I'll tell you about the differences between a bank that's structured like Mid-Penn Bank and all the other banks that we've heard about in the headlines. Thank you.